podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss, like, you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
For sure.
health,
Femininity, parenthood, dating
definitely
as
dating.
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
But also to people who grew
mhm,
up like with both parents,
mhm,
married parents, and then, like, you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her
yeah.
siblings and my siblings. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it's from that
Looking,
perspective
yeah,
as
looking at
that.
life through that lens. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get a whole lot of things
Mhm.
from us being women, going through
Mhm.
life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But
Yeah.
yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
All right, we are back. Everyone needs an Aquarius in the building. In the building, we got special guests with us before we even, because we got so much. Womenology's on. She's a Capricorn, so we let her on. It's all good.
Mm-mm.
We ain't gonna we don't hate on other signs. Miss Rhea from Womanology podcast here on the network. She bum rushed her way on in here. She always talking to me about different stuff.
What?
So she's like, I'm coming. When y'all record next time? This like 3 weeks ago. She's like, when y'all recording again?
Y'all just
She's
had
like,
a
I'm coming
story.
back.
Y'all just had a story, but thank you. I appreciate that. I like chilling with Aquariuses, so we good.
Yes,
We good.
So we got a
yes.
couple of updates, John, for people. Let's go, Shanquella Robinson first. The U.S. government decided not to, as you said in the pre-thing, they won't. It's not like they won't. They decided not to prosecute anyone in the death. Anyone in her death. Um, I'll let you go first, Rhea. How do what do you kind of feel about Mexico? Basically, just let them out the country. And my
Hmm.
thing is, if y'all didn't catch me, and then come catch me if you can, like Leonardo
Hmm.
DiCaprio in the movie. Like if
No,
I
yeah.
get out the country, catch me if you can.
No, yeah. Like, I feel about the whole situation, it kind of makes me feel like Black women are still not being protected. And we have the evidence, we got the phone calls, we got the text messages, all of that. And
Statement
she
from the doctor.
still, statement from the doctor, and she still isn't being protected. And what makes me so sad about it is that she was a baby. She's so young. And it's just like, how could you not see this as life and you don't do anything about it? And then the people who are responsible just running around ladygag and doing whatever they want to do. And it just makes me feel so uncomfortable about the whole situation. That's it.
Go ahead,
If
John.
I was if knowing that they got off, which is still so bizarre, you know, they would have to move and like change their whole, adapter. And I'm being dead ass because like
Dead
people,
ass.
because like where they're from, aren't they like from Philly or something? Like they
No,
would
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay.
Hmm.
Still.
I just feel like your days are numbered, and I'm not wishing death, but for you to feel
I'm
like you
on
want
the
to
cha- I'm
start,
on, I'm on the superimpose Dom in the Punisher suit, like the Punisher.
yeah, and I'm just being serious, like you when things like that kind of happen, it is in
Mm-hmm.
your best interest if you want to live, and not saying karma shows up in different ways and shapes and forms, but at least where it's not somebody trying to seek revenge on you, you don't want to risk running into that person, the person's family. I would move, and it's just very unfortunate, like you said, it's time
Not
and
only move, change my whole
yeah, you have to
physical.
you have to be a whole new person and get
Yeah.
a whole new life.
Yeah.
And it's time and time again where we keep finding ourselves in these spaces when it comes to black bodies. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um interestingly enough, in Kansas City, the little black kid that's 16 years old, you rang the wrong doorbell, you forgot your phone at home, you going to pick your siblings up, and a racist ass white man just shoots you in your head, and then you shoot him again, and
That's my thing.
then you survive.
Ralph Yarl is that little brother's name. Let's like we can speak on his name. Ralph
Ralph,
Yarl is his name.
Ralph,
Ralph.
Yep,
yeah,
Ralph
Ralph,
Yarl. Yep.
and it's so it's
Andrew Lester is the other motherfucker.
I wasn't giving him no type
Any
of
type of credit.
no. The racist ass motherfucker. Like, it's just, thank God that he is, he's supposed to be here. For him to be shot, like, a little above his eye, whatever. His mom was talking to Gail, his family was talking to Gail this morning, and he comes from a line of family members that work in the medical field. His mama is a nurse, cousins, doctors, like, all these different things. And it's just like a phenomenon, even to, his doctor, just like, how did, all I can say is, but God, and we keep finding ourselves here in the same space over and over and over again. And it's just tiring. It's just really tiring. And it's really sad. It's unfortunate that her family won't have any sort of resolve. Even if they were convicted, it's not going to bring her back. They probably could have sued to get some sort of money, but it's just shitty. It's just really shitty. And even if Mexico, it doesn't seem like Mexico is going to do anything either. And when it comes to Black bodies, they just as bad shit, like, to be honest.
I mean, Mexico's as bad right now in general, period. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not a good look for you as an American to be going to Mexico, period, right now. And like I said before, though, I was like, I bet you they get off. When we first talked about it, I was like, they're going to get off.
Yep.
It's hard to get me convicted in another country.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the one white girl that got jammed up in Italy or whatever, and she was gone and was part of that murder plot and dipped out on for like 6-7 years or something.
Yeah,
that was a movie, right?
That was a movie.
No, but it was a real girl that.
Yeah, but I was like, I know they ended up turning that. I was like, it's just unfortunate, like.
Amanda Knox.
Amanda Knox, yeah.
What is it called?
Her name was Amanda Knox.
Okay, but who played her? Was it not Anne Heche? It was some not Natalie Portman.
It's just a couple of them. It's one that was on Lifetime in 2011. Then there was
that's the one I'm thinking about.
Are you talking about Stillwater that just came out with Matt Damon?
No, it was something else prior to that though, because I remember.
The Lifetime one came out, I want to say, a long time ago. The Lifetime movie came out in
2011.
Oh, yeah.
But it was something, I feel like it was something in theaters. Maybe it was something else that was like...
Hayden Panettiere played her.
And maybe it was two white girls that got caught up in something, and that was like actually in theaters. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but I can't... I don't know why Anne Heche is coming to mind, but I don't... Maybe you know what? I don't know. Damn.
Who they be, but like no, you get up out the country. You good.
It depends on what those relationships are, and I feel like right now, especially between U.S. and Mexico, it's been very tumultuous for like a long time. So
due to like the border issue, and then the trading, it's just the relationship is just not. It's not good. It's not strong.
Yeah, so rest in peace to that sister, Shanquella, Hey, I mean, like Dom said, you may have to watch your back just on the general streets.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's just...
Unless, I mean, I would just move. It's all good. I heard California's nice. Go ahead and move out that way.
We don't even know more people. Don't bring your ass over here because these people be very gentle and trifling as well. Do not bring your ass over here. They better go to like Wisconsin or Wyoming or something and churn butter.
Churn butter.
I figure Amish people probably live there. I don't know. Be in those two states. I don't know no black people that have ever been to Wisconsin or where else I say.
Milwaukee's.
You said Wyoming. Yeah.
Oh, I've been to Wisconsin then.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, it's some niggas from Milwaukee.
I was like, hold up.
That's where Tank's from.
I've been to Wisconsin before.
That's where you from?
I've
The
been to
singer Tank is
Wisconsin
from Milwaukee.
Dells.
Tank is from Milwaukee.
Yes,
Man,
Who?
you lying to me.
the singer Tank is from Milwaukee.
No
Well,
wonder his wife was from St. Louis.
yeah. She's
Yeah.
from,
They
she's
get
from
along
cheering-
very well.
She's
Yeah,
cheering
she went
for
from Francis
Atlanta.
Howell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milwaukee got Coo Coo Cal
Ooh.
in my projects.
And who?
In my projects. You
Oh,
remember
he
Coo
from
Coo
Milwaukee.
Cal?
I remember that song now.
He from Milwaukee.
I would have never guessed it. Never even put two and two
I've
together.
never heard that song.
Yes, you have.
You
Dom,
never
don't
heard
do this.
in my project.
Don't do this, Dom. Don't do this.
You heard in my projects. Come on now. You
No.
heard it? She's like, no. What do you got?
No, I
Yeah,
grew up on the
no.
west side. We wasn't. There
What
were
are you
no
talking about,
projects.
Dom? That was like it was a #1 rap song at the point in the country.
But what in what year?
Like 02, 03.
I was listening to white people music still.
No,
and
see, no,
Destiny's
I'm not gonna let
Child.
you do this. I'm not gonna let you do this. No. When did Coo Coo Cal come out?
We was listening to Z1077 and I was listening to Destiny's Child.
But everybody knows in my project.
Yes, Coo Coo Cal.
Maybe I'm not like
2001.
it's
Sorry,
not connected.
2001.
So definitely because 2001 I
It's
graduated.
the
from
number. It was a #1 rap song single in 2001.
And what's the person's name again?
Coo Coo Cal?
I didn't
Yeah.
know the person, but I knew the song in my
Oh.
projects.
No, never heard of it. Sorry to that man.
I ain't never
There's a whole
seen
documentary about him on Amazon.
Wait a minute, they got a documentary for
Oh,
one
it's
song?
pretty good too. It's just random. It's called "What Happened to Coo Coo Cal."
I need to speaking of Amazon, I need to watch the documentary about the monastery.
Wait a minute, they got a documentary on a monastery?
They got a documentary about the
Yeah,
monastery.
Yeah, I heard it's just okay. I heard it's just okay. I heard the editing is kind of bogus. That's just,
Man, I'm about to definitely
Hold on,
watch
I'm gonna play
that.
now. Hold on. I'm gonna play it a little bit far away so we won't get flagged for it. But this is Coo Coo Cal. Of course, it's a commercial.
It's okay. I can listen to it on Spotify.
No. We want everybody to hear that you don't know.
Just to see, just like an Aquarius, humiliation.
Hold on.
I don't have my hearing aids in, so I'm probably not gonna hear that.
It's still not clicking. It's not clicking at all.
Hey man, that Coo Coo Cal went hard.
It's
boy.
still not clicking. But yeah,
It's
I
not
remember the
clicking.
song, but I didn't know
That
who
Coo Coo
was
Cal was the
author.
shit when I was in college, man.
The person who sang it.
Yeah,
Not the author.
Daryl, stop
In my
acting
project.
like how you just did that. It was hidden in college. Like you just made it seem like you was like 10 or 12 years older than me, and you really not that much older than me.
Right, but that's the point.
That's what he's
Yeah,
trying
but
to prove.
also in 2001, if you were in college, and I'm telling you, I was going into my freshman year of high school.
You're not gonna do this. And
You
then the
must have been
remix
like
had
a freshman,
T.I. and
but
Trick
you
Daddy
would've-
on it. The
but
In My
you must
Projects remix with T.I. and Trick Daddy. What?
No,
Oh.
Daryl, wasn't you just going to your freshman year of college?
No, I was 2001. I was a junior.
I was about to say sophomore, but yeah, junior.
No, like in this, but Coo Coo Cal came out beginning of my junior year, so it was like that fall. Right, it was right around 9/11.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
was.
Yeah. Then that definitely was my freshman year of college, high school. High school. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the In My Project remix. Oh.
Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. Moving on.
Oh yeah.
So Jonathan Majors, guys, update. You know,
I want y'all to please email us about this, and please hit up Dom at St. Angela's.
don't hit
on
me up about
Instagram.
nothing. I'm not
Please
gonna
do.
respond.
And also tweet
You
her
are
at
sending
P,
people to
number
harass
3.
and attack me, and I don't like that. And
You
I
want
feel
to
some
send
type of
people to
way.
harass and attack
I
you.
am a special needs person. I have hearing aids, so it's not
She
clicking.
does have
for
hearing
me.
aids now, but that should not discourage y'all from going against her on the keyboard. Just
I
don't talk
am.
about her hearing aid.
No. I am disabled. No,
You're
you
not gonna
can't.
keep using this disabled thing. For how long you gonna use this up?
For a while, you know, I'm working on trying to get a handicap sticker because you know, with the hearing
Hold on, you
loss,
for real?
I'm
You
serious.
can get a handicap sticker though.
Yeah, she gave me the form at the
I'd be damned
DMV.
if Dom gonna have a handicap.
And you can get a disability check too.
Teach me the ways because my pockets are getting low. And
I'm being honest. That
yeah,
is a
And you're in
disability.
California too. They'll cut that check.
That's what I said. It is a disability, and
even though I work,
yeah. I mean, it's
okay.
not getting any better. It's not like all of a sudden it's gonna come back.
Okay, I'm gonna look into it. If
Yeah,
I
it's
can get it,
not like
even if it's an extra couple $100, I'm
yeah,
okay with that. That will buy my candle supplies for my business.
yeah. I mean, it's not. It's here. I mean, it's not like oh, you broke your leg. I mean, it's you know, it's the five senses. We need those.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I've been having a hard time like adjusting,
I
and
know. That's why I don't try to give you too much of a hard time about it, Dom. I just be messing with
yeah,
you.
no, I've been having it's been a
I
weird like
know.
adjustment. So I
Yeah.
have a follow up in a couple weeks. So I'm just gonna have him try to like adjust it, but
Mm-hmm.
otherwise I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm
Ask
just,
him if he heard Coo Coo Cal.
oh my
I
god,
bet you he has.
oh my gosh.
Look,
Yeah.
you literally just start texting
Jonathan
people.
Majors.
I want. Look, that is our poll. It's going up right now on our thing. Do you know who Coo Coo Cal is? Putting it up right now on the page. Coo Coo Cal. Do you know who it is?
They don't. These millennials, these
She said they
kids
don't.
here. He was being sorry, but no. Okay, so Jonathan
Yeah. Go
Majors.
ahead.
Alrighty.
Listen, I'm trying to get to the game. Okay, the Suns is about to play. So, what'd you say?
Go ahead. I ain't saying that. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything.
In an update of the events partaking with Jonathan Majors, his attorney thought it was a great idea to release some text messages.
Ooh, child.
I think I'm gonna be honest. Like, I get that he did not respond, but the young lady, all she said was, I don't know why they put you strangle me. You ain't strangle me. That's not true. But it wasn't like she like disputed anything else that could have potentially happened. But here's where Coming Black comes into play again.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't call the cops because is that me?
Hold up. Let me
The
see.
feedback.
It might be real. Hold up.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is that me?
Yeah, it's her.
Do y'all still?
Yeah, no, you good. Go ahead, Dom.
Okay.
Nope, still there.
Hold up. Let me check it.
It's like popping.
Yeah, go ahead, Don. I'm gonna see. Go out and come back in.
Uh-huh.
And
Go ahead, keep going. Don.
okay, I was just trying to get so yes. So I don't know why those the text messages were released when y'all said, first of all, when y'all said we was getting a video, which we still ain't never got the video.
And that's when I knew it was kind of cap. Like, what lawyer previews the video? Like, hey, y'all gonna get a video in a minute. It's gonna exonerate my client.
Listen, friend, I think that he got Buki and May to be his attorneys from the Peabodys or something, or the Blue Myers.
I don't know. Because
this don't make no sense.
Yale, though. He should be smarter than that.
He should have been smarter than that to say, hey, don't know. I'm telling you, or I will fire you as my attorney if you put this out. This does not do anything. Like, this does not help my case. All this says is that I didn't strangle her. But with that being said, he has now been dropped by his talent management, and will not be. He and Valentino mutually agreed to part ways in regards to him attending this year's Met Gala. And I think he was also dropped by his publicist.
Yeah.
It was like a group. It's like, and so there's also talks about potentially recasting his role in the Marvel universe.
No, it's Marvel. Marvel is
It's
actually
Marvel.
a real character.
I know, it's Marvel. I was just being silly. But man, it's crazy because a lot of people are upset about this because they all feel like discipline and repercussions only affect Black people. Where
Mm-hmm.
you have like a lot of people like Ezra, what's
Ezra
Ezra's
Miller.
last? Yeah.
What
Uh,
happened with Ezra Miller?
He's just been
oh,
an asshole,
he's
running
Oh,
around being an
at,
asshole.
regular does like very toxic, terrible things. Has a rep for like being a dick, and nobody says anything. And I
Oh
mean,
no, they saying everything. He ain't gonna come back for this next Flash movie. They just already shot it, and they was like, "We ain't losing no money."
well, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But it's just like how in the industry, people, people that are not Black get all these chances. So like
mm-hmm.
the topic of the
What
conversation,
about Johnny Depp?
huh?
Who?
Johnny Depp ain't had another. They kicked him out of 3 movies.
Well, he can
Well,
technically sue, but then they were talking about that pirates thing. I've heard whispers of him coming back.
We've been sitting on the bench about a good 4 years now.
I
Johnny
heard he
Depp.
was
No,
coming
you got to
back.
remember that this trial has just ended. We still fresh off the heels of that trial where
Yeah.
he really pretty much was. I'm not gonna say found innocent, but them both they was toxic to each other. Let's be
Yes.
They were toxic to each other. She was just a little bit more toxic, so it proves.
yeah. And
You know
so
what I'm
she was
saying?
petty.
So
And so this only became a thing because of her. It's not like it's multiple people coming, whereas Jonathan Majors, unfortunately has a case where it's like now all these people are coming forward talking shit. Nobody really be saying shit about Johnny Depp. We all know the nigga weird. Like, can I call
as
it?
hell.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's the whole thing. And even now, now there's this whole thing about beef with Amy. What's Amy last name? I can't even think of it right now.
Is it the
But
new
like,
joint on Netflix?
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
no, have you seen it?
No, I heard. Keep
I
hearing
just finished it last night.
I didn't finish it, but it's good though. But anyway, go ahead. What you saying about Amy?
They all there's a character in there. There's the cousin,
Mm-hmm.
where he's an artist, whatever. But in real life, some years ago, he talked about how he raped this woman, and not only was it a woman, she was a Black woman. And they was like cracking jokes about it or whatever. And then he said it in several interviews, like it comes up. And so now there's this whole thing because like the two leads are like really good friends with him. Like that's how he got that job, is because of them, like vouch for him, getting him the audition and all of this stuff. So there's this whole thing that's, going around, and it talks about, people are frustrated because one is we were confident that they likely knew
Mm-hmm.
that this was out there.
Yeah, if he bringing it up in interviews and admitting to it.
Yeah, and then and even though these interviews are old, and then so he tried to say that, oh, my words were taken out of context. I even kind of got into it with my guy about it last night. He was like, no, like that's my guy. Like he did an interview on Seth Rogen, talking about it, and he was saying his words got me. I said he is talking about it on his own podcast. Not just he's saying he went to Seth Rogen saying that that's not what happened. He's trying to point the blame at other people. Yeah, you can say he was with somebody who did it, but that's not what he is saying. Like he said he did that shit.
Wow,
It
I did not know
It's
this.
so much selective like outrage because
Yep.
Because think about, I'm gonna flip something. I know I don't want to put this brother under the bus,
Mhm.
but it's selective. Terrence Howard, we would love the last best man, last chapters, and that dude is on the record is putting his hands on his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, he beat her.
Yeah,
He beat her. He said it, but then she get back with. No, I'm not making an excuse. I'm
don't,
making
do
an
that.
but then
Don't
she
do that,
get back
Tom.
with him.
Don't do that, Tom. Don't do that.
You saying, but didn't she get back with him?
Yeah, they got
Not
back
making
together.
oh, please don't cancel me. Like but no, that's that. Was it that one? It was somebody.
I don't know
that
which
he
one it
left.
was.
I don't know. You know, he been married more than once.
But he was
Yeah,
married
that's
more
what I
than
was
once
like.
to
It
the
was
same
somebody
woman.
he got divorced from, and they got back together. That's not
Yeah.
who that is, right?
I don't know because it went his first wife, second wife went back to the first wife for his third marriage, and then he got
That's
divorced.
why I was like, somebody. Okay, so here's the. I don't think he was. I feel like when Terrence Howard was talking about that, I don't think he was like boasting about it. Like it was almost kind of like a bragging. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what Terrence Howard was doing.
So I
You
see what you're
know,
saying. You saying like dude from Beef, he was like, "Yeah, I did this. I got away. Ha ha ha."
So
And then
okay,
Terrence
that's fair
Howard,
enough. So okay, question for you: do you think it would be different if Jonathan Majors just got ahead of and was like, "Hey, you know what? I was on something. I'm gonna go get me some counseling, work on myself."
yeah, he
And
should have got it. No, like I'm being look, we are no
so
longer talking about the John Morant situation.
oh, you talking about just let it go, right?
Not like,
Because
and
he went to
it's
the
not,
counseling,
it's not letting it go. Because
going to counseling.
yeah, but but it could have
mm-mm,
been. Listen, now I'm no lawyer.
mhm.
All I'm saying is the way my mind also went into crisis PR mode when this situation happened. The he could have. I'm telling you, his easy cop out would have been to say that he was using steroids. We all know it. We all know it.
He could have said anything like that.
He could have said anything like there would get and I could have had a mood swing or what he could have got ahead of it and then we could have saw how it would have potentially played out. But your dumbass attorney in that text message, why would you even do that? Like why would you allow her to release that? And I'm not trying to victim blame or deflect or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but that was really dumb on her part to even think that that was okay to release. Like it doesn't make him. This does not show innocence. This girl is saying, like, and honestly, in that conversation, she is doing things that people do when they have been the victim of something like, oh, I didn't mean to take your phone. I didn't mean for this, but I don't know why they said this and I didn't say this. They need to take this out or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, the best thing he did was not respond, but the damage was already done.
It was, I feel like the people, because he was getting so much credibility, with the movie and everything like that. And then he was getting so much promo. And then they had this bromance with him and Michael B. Jordan and everything. He was getting such good coming at him from the media. And I hate saying this, but somebody had to dig up that. Or why did she do it now? She had every other time to put this out there. Why would she do it now? She could have did it when it first happened. But she
You know,
chose to do it right now during a time when, he was in the public eye because if you know Jonathan Majors, he's not on any social media sites. He's not on IG or Facebook.
yeah, he don't
You
have.
don't see
Oh, he's
him
not.
unless he's
No, he
unless
don't have
he's
none of that.
he don't have none of that. And you don't see him unless he's promoting. I think the last time we saw him when he was promoting Lovecraft Country. That's the last time we saw him. And now we see him again because it's Creed. And then, the Marvel movie. But
And then he had
again,
other projects coming out too. So you were seeing him, you see him on those
exactly.
press junkets. But you are absolutely right. That is correct. But I think, see, with that, because now it's like, with that work comes fame.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he on people's radar that might not have necessarily checked. And the issue with her taking the phone is because he was supposed to have been texting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the argument happened. And so
Right.
whatever happened where he felt like, I'm not trying to get in trouble, I'm not trying to have this escalate, like I'm calling the cops to de-escalate this, and he ended up in jail. We see this story time and time again, unfortunately.
We
But
do.
it's just that it sucks, but it's also, it's like I don't have no words, but from the show, y'all know, dang, and I'm not saying, but y'all know what I'm saying. And it's just
I
like
mean,
that.
we already talked about it. It's the away jersey for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, but it's also and here's and I want to clarify something, because that
Mhm.
means when we say stuff like that, it feels like we're giving them a pass to perpetuate these types of
Mhm.
behaviors onto Black women. It is not okay at
It's not
all.
a pass to be any type of
You know,
abusive. Yeah.
so black, purple, yellow, brown, red, whatever you know, it shouldn't be happening. But it's just like, I don't know who's got
We just
again.
historically have the thing of the idea of the big black
Yep.
male beating up on the
Mhm.
white woman. The whole idea of King Kong and the
Kong.
white
Yep.
girl chasing her.
Yep.
And that's just the motif we've had in our culture.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
keep it real. And
Yep.
that's what we're always as black people have it. It's like that
Yep.
joke by D.L. Hughley when a shooting happened, like, hope ain't nobody black, ain't nobody black. Good, ain't nobody black.
Yep.
Like that's
Yep.
just what we are. You know, we can't get past that because we haven't had opportunity to heal from any of that stuff and have an opportunity to even go forth with it. So we always
We'll
want to have that
keep
in the back
piling
pocket.
on and piling on and
Yep.
piling
Yeah.
on.
We just talked about somebody shooting a 16-year-old boy for looking for his twins. It's the same. Like they ain't even no white woman.
Exactly.
Yep.
It just keep
And
piling
then
on.
unfortunately it did happen to a white woman, which is still weird. I backed into a drive. You know, you're right, Daryl. COVID it's all, honestly, I'm gonna say this. I told my mom this.
Mhm.
I told her that, said, honestly, let's keep it a buck. Shit it's always been shitty.
For
Has
sure.
it really, have we really progressed that much, that far after MLK and Malcolm X? We haven't. And the issue is why it seems like it's getting worse is just because we have social media and news channels that run like for 24 hours, like just like putting it in our faces. But it's not any better, to be quite honest. We can just dine and commune in the same places. That's it, because this shit is just as bad. Like we are seeing this in broad day. Like Mike Brown is, I told you,
Real
Mike Brown
time.
is real time. And when and I can't even talk about Mike Brown without getting upset or very emotional about it. And I wasn't a person, I left St. Louis on that day. And so when the picture went out of him laying on that hot ass asphalt, our first first mind was like, damn, somebody, like not coming to thinking about, damn, that a cop did that. Like that wasn't out yet. When that picture was just, you thought that maybe he got caught up in the crossfire of some nigga shit. And then when you hear what happened, you be like, fuck, like again, time and time again. When is this going to stop?
Yeah.
So listen, I'm tired.
And I tell people all the time, at least for us older people, I've always joke about, I've been a conspiracy theorist for there's a pre 2003D and there's a post 2003D. I'm a evolved post 2003D is very evolved, learning about everything. Pre 2003D believes in a lot of conspiracy theories. I don't believe OJ did it. I don't believe Michael Jackson did nothing. Anything previous 2003, I'm gonna lean in on.
Uh-huh.
But I always talk about my innocence got taken away from two things. First thing was Katrina. As an adult.
Ooh,
That was the
Katrina.
first thing that took my innocence away
I
as an
was still a
adult.
teen, but
Mark
still,
this
Katrina
32.
Katrina
We're gonna do
opened
that
my
at the 32
eyes.
mark, because
Yes.
that is the clip.
Yeah, because I remember after Katrina, I had just graduated college and graduated grad school. So I'm like, I'm doing all right. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm a little jiggy little dude. Like I'm making money. I'm doing my thing. Katrina happens. Fast forward, the second one for me, and then I'll forever be always this position, a certain position, is Trayvon Martin. That's my two different bookmarks of my full, like not like my innocence is as much as I could like try to be a part of this capitalistic rat race and try to do what I can. Those are two bookmarks for me of like, all right, I start being conscious, and I was like, fuck it at the end with Trayvon Martin. And then that was it for me. And I was just like, all right, this is what it's gonna be.
Yeah. And it's weird how you say that because you thinking about, and well, I was recently just in New Orleans, and it's just crazy. Well, I was talking to my Uber driver about when the levees broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, and how she was even saying just like it's just not the same, because so many people
Mhm.
had to flee and they never came back because they didn't
Yeah,
have
they
nothing to come
relocated.
back to,
Mhm.
and so it's just really, when I tell people, I'm like, Black people are the most, and I'm not gonna say some, no, we are the most resilient people on this fucking planet. It's like time and time and time again, we get knocked back down. We get knocked down, we get back up. Like, okay,
Mhm.
this is another, this is just another scar. This is just something else. And I tell people, I was like, if reincarnation is a real thing, every life I would want to come back as a Black person, nothing else.
Yeah.
Now, the time frame, a lot of times. But
Look,
but
I
like,
want, like I tell God all the time, bring me back as a lesbian Black woman for my next joint.
but still Black.
But still
Yeah,
Black.
still Black.
But still Black. I
Yeah.
want to still be a
Doja, they sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, though.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
Man. We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch, though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey, man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
gone.
And he
Peace.
do regular day jobs. Don't forget that.
Black woman. I still want to be a Black woman. I'm keeping it.
I want to be I want to be
I
a
will always
non-binary
wanna be a
Black
Black
gay
woman.
woman though.
Always.
I will
And
always want to
so-
be a Black woman.
And so the frustrating thing is just when it's funny you bring up Trayvon Martin, because I just remember, like, by the time that had even come out,
Yeah.
I think it had been, some time had passed, but then they, like, people were,
It was like 5 days.
it was
was.
like some time had passed, right? And then I think about watching that trial, just thinking about how smug, fucking bitch ass, fat ass George Zimmerman was on that stand, and then people and Black people mocking the Black girl that was like his homegirl or girlfriend because she had a thick accent, and she's trying to articulate her thoughts, and it was so frustrating to see. And it's just, I mean, I don't know, man.
And what's interesting is that because we're younger, I'm sure if I talk to some of my older cousins or like my older, like some of them, they'd probably say Rodney King for them. You know what I'm saying?
I remember
that was one of their bookmarks. And then maybe OJ could have been even more of a bookmark, but they skipped that one. Like we skipped over that one somehow. Yeah. And then maybe it was Dennis Byrd when he got dragged on that truck by all those white guys in Tyler, Texas. It's just it just depends on, and I guess and maybe every generation gets this black check, as I call it. Not black checking you saying like how Black you are.
I know what you mean.
You still, there's still a nigga check. That's what I call it.
Stay in your place.
Yes.
Like stay in your place type of thing. I guess for me, a lot of times, you're right. I want us to be more progressive after the MLK movement. You're right about that. But I think sometimes we are our own critics, and we sometimes keep our own self stagnant.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we have not really progressed in certain aspects of, let's just say it, just having that equity that we need.
Yeah.
Because honestly speaking, you got 400 years above us, right?
Yep.
So we constantly catching up. And we just need to maneuver things, probably do things a little differently so we can get that extra equity. But we got to work together on that.
I think the issue with a lot of the, what we fight for, and when we think about like stuff, even when it comes to like the Democratic Party and, even the different types of parties and things that people be fighting for, and people always talk about equality. And I was like, I don't want to be equal to them, because we would never be equal to them. So
You
I'm not
won't.
gonna fight for that. I want the equity to be able to advance and look after, like my family, in generations to come. And it's the same thing when it comes to like man versus woman. When it comes to, I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, y'all need to pay me the same because I'm still a human fucking being. But it's
Exactly.
also like as with in that conversation, I'm like, I don't want to be equal to a man. Why?
Yeah, I mean, Ice
I
Cube says
don't
in
ever
the
want to
song
be
"True to
equal
the
to a
Game." Y'all
man.
remember the song by Ice Cube, "Be True to the Game"? One of Ice Cube's. Oh, I forgot who I'm talking to. Shit.
I can't have your back on this one.
No, it's a classic Ice Cube song. Like he said, "Be true." He's dissing like cats being, not being true to blackness. And he says, and I'm gonna read the lyric. He says, hey you motherfucker, yeah, I'm talking to you. So he's talking. He's dissing MC Hammer in here a little bit, but he's like,
Oh, yeah,
he's like, who are they to be equal to? He says, no, he says his
Yeah.
lines like, you want to dance and smile at all these white folks, but who are they to be equal to? I mean, and them going off what you were just saying, like, who are they to be equal to?
And
No,
and
yeah.
the and that's the real thing.
Please, some of my older listeners, help me out. Like, I know I can't be the only person who knows that.
I just ain't know the song, man. I was gonna help you out, but I just ain't know it. I ain't know
Don
that.
looked at me like, motherfucker, I didn't know Coo Coo Cal from 2001.
Right, that's exactly what
Hey,
she said.
I do know Ice Cube. He has a son named O'Shea that looks just like him.
Oh my gosh, don't he though?
And then he messed around and got a triple double. And what's also funny about that is that O'Shea said that did happen, but he just can't let it go. Because,
Fun fact that somebody actually researched the actual day that he actually had a good day.
Yeah.
Because they researched like the Lakers versus Supersonics, like it was like all these things that happened. They researched. It was like it was December 15th, 1991.
That's classic.
That was Ice Cube's good day.
That is classic.
And at the end of the day, it's just sucky, and I think we have to stop looking to them for approval, acceptance.
Saving us.
Yes, I was like, because it's never good. Like, like the whole concept of like what the standard of beauty, when people, the capitalism, the assimilation, all of these things that, our people strive to, and they get in these spaces and they don't really, like, you are the minority. You was like, okay, we need it, sometimes, and you get there and you cool and you don't do anything, you don't make changes. So I think it's just like us realizing that we work better together than apart.
We do.
And we know that, and we know that based on Tulsa, we know East St. Louis, all these places where they have come through, they have burned down everything that we had in order for us to like depend on them in some kind of way, which is fucking whack. So yeah. I'm tired. That's all.
Let's get some fuckery. I guess it depends on how y'all look at it.
Oh, it's fuckery, but it's like
it's not serious fuckery.
It's
but
serious
it's still
fuckery.
Funny.
But is
Marques
it funny?
Houston, huh?
But is it funny?
Right. That's what I'm
like laughing to keep from crying. Funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, like it's like when you push the starting point back and back and back, or the finishing point, I mean, back further and further back, it's like, damn, this nigga.
Yeah, shout out to Marques Houston. You know we talking about you, pimp. Yo, old lady is 21. You 42.
Yo, young lady.
Yo.
I mean, in the professional world, you say you're old lady. But she ain't too old, obviously.
She real young.
And if y'all don't know, you know what? I'm gonna put it in. As people probably don't know. If we don't know what we're talking about, I'm gonna add the clip in here. But y'all have heard the clip now. So, who's this PR person? Is my question.
Chris Stokes.
Oh, okay. You were in my text message thing with my cousin Vita, because that's exactly what she said to me. And I said, Chris Stokes.
Gotta be.
Like, why would who? If I was your PR person and I see you get asked that question and you answer this before the fucking Uncensored came out,
Right.
No,
Run that back.
No,
Run that back.
Can
we delete that?
No.
Can you say it a different way?
No, we ain't even talking about it.
We're not talking about it.
She my old lady. That's all y'all need to know.
And just should allow people to speculate. But here's the thing.
But he kind of already said what we was already thinking anyway. Like, he an undercover predator, and he kind of said it.
Right, but if I know that, I can't allow you to put yourself out there as your PR rep.
That's true.
That's my job to protect you. I know you that. I gotta protect you already.
That's true.
The whole thing. I watched that whole interview. This motherfucker is so goddamn delusional, y'all. He is goddamn delusional. And excuse me, God, because I want to make sure I'm saying that right, and you don't think I'm talking to you, because Scott's damn delusional. Do y'all know this motherfucker also said that he was one of the first people to start singing in falsetto?
What?
What? He's the first person?
Usher don't exist.
No.
From the 50s and 60s.
No. We talking about going back to fucking Eric Kendricks from the Temptations.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. I said the Temptations.
The Barges.
I know.
Prince?
The way I stopped and I said, this motherfucker is
unless he meant in this generation, and they cut it like that.
He did not mean this generation, because Immature has been around since I was in elementary school.
Girl,
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm working PR right now for Marques Houston. It was cut differently. He meant to say within his generation of guys, the guys around his time, he was the first one to do it. Next question, Dom.
He also stated.
Actually, this is gonna be the whole thing. I'm just gonna try to defend Marques Houston this whole episode.
I'm ready.
He also stated that pretty much when it came to like sister, he was like he was closer with what's the black one?
Tia.
Tia, that he was Tamara. And
that's normal. They twins. They're not the same person.
Yeah. But he was just like he had a closer relationship, kind of like they were really close, like probably where they kind of liked each other, but they never really like dated. Because he said that the mama even was like, yeah, that's cute for you on the road, but don't be trying to talk to my daughter or anything like that. But
Black mama.
And he was saying that like he wanted to bring like Immature around or whatever. Like he was bringing them to set. They would be singing all this stuff. And they end up telling him like, yo, you got to cool that out. Cause like, you're not the star of the show. Like you are a co-star. Like this is not about you. And which I was like, why would you this was like a hit primetime TV show in the 90s. We are still coming off the height of all these black sitcoms. And he ultimately said that he got bored of it. He really didn't want to do it anymore. Like he didn't like how they was kind of like making the character. So after so many seasons, like he decided that he was just gonna quit.
So now as
PR, go
counsel, yes. Those are great points you brought up. But on the back end, did you know about Lover's Groove remix? You know how hot that was in the streets at that time? He needed to go out and tour with that. He needed to be out there with doing that.
Correct. So also, he claims that Jermaine Dupri wanted to take him solo as they kind of transition to
That is true. That is true. I found out that is true.
That is true.
That is true. That's not cap.
Did Jermaine Dupri confirm this?
No, but I saw that somewhere else, like somebody else talking about that like years ago.
Was this before Usher or after Usher?
No, this is
Usher would still be out. Usher would be out.
Usher was still out.
He just wanted to produce some of his music. So
yeah, he wanted
to. Now my client may have overstretched what he was saying about Jermaine want to take him out. Jermaine wanted to produce some music for him.
Okay.
So he declined because he just still wanted to do everything as a group.
Yes.
And ultimately, something happened on like the last tour where they kind of opened for B2K. Because now B2K is all the rage.
Yeah.
And it was like, I guess, kind of a conversation about what was the next step, because, you know, we really weren't fucking with IMX like that. Like, we still know y'all niggas is immature. And so
now, for my client, that was a great mistake. That was a big mistake for my client, them naming the group IMX instead of Immature. They should have kept it Immature and just be like, we mature men that used to be immature. Kind of how Boys the Men did it, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of, you just got to kind of ride out your original name. Name changes haven't worked ever for a group, and I have told him that back previously. But you know, that is a mistake that my client did make.
So how come your client won't
I was
admit
just about to ask that question.
that he actually had relations or a relationship with this young lady prior to her being 18 years old, which he felt was like legal, and he said he had nothing,
Now,
you
my
know, no
client
time
was
to
in
have
ter-
conversation. Let me finish, sir.
Okay,
You know,
let
when
me get
there
my
was
documentation
video
going.
that has surfaced of him when this girl is clearly underage, from like 2016 or 2017.
This is when she was 17, right?
Yes,
Because
and she was younger than that. And
okay.
you guys are going to people's doors because you are a Jehovah's Witness. You are a witness, and she is with you. But you're saying that you knew of her, but y'all really, you know, you had nothing to talk about. But clearly, and also the fact that she came up missing for a stretch period of time from her hometown.
So in this sense, and I'm not trying to go for Marques Houston, but one thing I do know foster kids. And I do know she was a foster kid. So I hate the
They said
system.
she was a runaway.
So I hate the system, but sometimes foster kids do get lost.
Yes.
And
And
they
also
do.
the first time that he talked to her, she was in a state. They was in Montana, and the state of Montana is 16 years of age of consent, and that it was real funny. We didn't want to talk about that because y'all would be judging. I technically only talked to her like 4 months before in the state of Montana while I was on tour, and that's when I fell in love with her. There, and then I backed off when we went back to California. Not me, but my client.
He also was like, because there was an age gap, she didn't know he was famous.
Now, she
I believe
is
that.
just like you didn't know Coo Coo
Definitely
Cal,
believe
ma'am,
that.
earlier. She didn't know my client before, and that was brought them more in love and impactful in love.
Can you tell me what your client has in common with this underage girl at that
Great
time?
question.
Of her being
Great
underage.
question. He stopped growing at 18, 19.
So it sounds
know
like
we haven't talked about
client
this.
needed therapy.
No, I mean,
rather than
it's an affliction.
a wife.
All right. He stopped growing in 18, 19, 20. When B2K
IMX.
blew up, he stopped growing as a person. And that's something he's going through right now. He's going through counseling with that. He's finding a way. But she does have the same thing in common with him because he's been stuck at 20.
Sounds like grooming to me. It sounds like
That's what my
excuses.
client was. His mentally,
But like,
20.
answer the question.
Now we do. I
Why
would like to
didn't
bring
your
up our
client go
psychologist
to
to stand here.
therapy instead of getting married? Why didn't he go to therapy?
I'm understanding that we have a psychologist on the show here. Has there ever been diagnosis for someone that is over the age of 18 but is stuck under the age of 25?
Yeah.
So there actually is a condition for this.
Grooming. He
No,
groomed that
that's
girl.
not what I'm asking,
He
ma'am.
groomed
Because
that
he was
girl.
groomed.
He is a known pedophile. He groomed that girl. He saw that girl, and then it makes me a little bit more upset because she was a foster kid, and then you knew she ain't had nobody, so you gonna just pop in when you knew this girl didn't really have nobody.
Like
she ain't had nobody, and so now you coming in like, you know, we had a connection. Well, she's connected to anybody because, she doesn't have family. So that's the first thing. And then you
Okay, I looked at
I'm
it as a
sorry,
black
go
pretty
ahead.
woman. When I took this case on, I looked at it as a black pretty woman. You know, I just looked at it as is wayward and lost. He's lost a little bit. They find each other and then they can get home. Y'all ever
Where
seen
is
the
the
movie?
home?
Home. Y'all ever seen the movie Land of the Lost?
So I want to understand why your client said this.
There is some things that I do
Okay,
want to address if you bring them up, but if you don't, I'll bring them up as well, Ms. Dominique. That you could bring up as well that I will address before anyone says why I did not address it as his legal counsel.
You know, I'm just trying to understand.
Oh, you want to talk about Chris Stokes? All
No,
right.
I mean we will eventually get to Chris Stokes, but I'm just trying to understand why Marques Houston is in the news saying that, you know, his father pretty much told him that women
What to do?
Women that have children don't date women that have children because you don't, know what you're gonna get from, the baby daddy situation, which is, in fact, I can rock with that statement.
And that's not a new statement.
He took that as a red
No, that's not a new statement. I've
flag
heard that before.
because he was saying along the lines that women that are like that are like damaged goods.
That's not the first person that said that.
He's not the first person, but that like to use that as your reasoning for dating a younger woman that has clearly all these other issues, it sounds like to me you don't want the accountability that comes with dating women your age, because we require a certain level of accountability,
and maturity.
Yep, and maturity. Whereas you want to like cater to like this little girl, and then you get, and you did what the atypical fuck nigga does. You marry her, you get her pregnant, you break her down, and then you gonna leave her for somebody else.
That's a plausible thing you would like to say. But I've now just coined this under this 20 to 25-year-old syndrome, called the rental car syndrome, because you can't rent a car until you over 25. So he got stuck in between there. So that is the part your brain fully hasn't developed yet. And if he has stunted his growth, and we don't have documentation about that at some point. Rhea, if you can help us out with that, we would love to have you, psychoanalyze the brother and get us there. This is all theory. I have no law. I have no theory. I just have a thought. So there's no.
I see where you're going.
Huh?
I said I see where you're going with him.
Yeah. So he thinks along those lines. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna save her," because every girl that he know has passed him up. He looks at those women as old women
because they know he's damaged. Look, I would talk to my dad a lot. And he would always tell me that
the same daddy let him go with Chris Stokes too. So I don't know how reliable this information is with his father.
How good of a parent
this is what Marques Houston just, of all places, he told Page fucking 6. So he
I did talk to him about this whole thing.
It's that for me.
And like I said, I'm not mad at the statement that he said that his daddy said. He said, so if you're going to have kids, make sure it's with a woman that never had kids. So that was my red flag, a woman with an attitude. I don't like women with funky attitudes. There's so many different women that I've been with throughout my life. So it just happens to be that this one, Mia, caught my heart. Everything I prayed for and everything I wanted in a woman, she came with, although she was young. I'm young in spirit.
Call on me.
He just said it at the end, ma'am. He said it.
Call on me. I got a statement.
Go ahead, Rhea.
Call on me. Okay, so here's my thing with that. All jokes aside, because she is young and she has not developed, because remember, she's not 25 yet, so her brain is not yet there.
My client isn't either. Along this statute, my client isn't either 25.
He has completed his development.
No, he has not. That's what I'm trying to say.
He is in
that
middle
big ass
age.
head of his, that big old
because now I want to go into the start. I want to let you finish, Rib, but I want to, before you get into that, he does have the child star syndrome. This dude been doing stuff since 10 or 11. A lot
Okay,
of
so
them
I
are
do
stunted.
agree with you on that, and I'm gonna hit that point too. So here's my thing with that. So for her, because we talk about attitudes and we talk about, of course, she doesn't have children with someone else because you got her so young to even, have children. Let's just be honest, because the baby was 19, no, 17, my bad.
And actually younger than that.
Younger than that, but he say 17 when they first caught eyes, and then he left her alone and came back at 18, whatever he told the people, but we know what's up. Anyway, so she hasn't had time to even have children with somebody else. Now this attitude comes when women grow and they've been in the world and they have more experiences. And so it's not necessarily an attitude, it's just that I'm not taking your bullshit because I see you. That's really what it is. And then for him, you're right. It is a child star because he started so young, and he's in a group with immature, honestly. Let's just be real. So he started so young, so he probably has not progressed out of that 18-year-old self, because that's when he was hot, and he's not as hot as he was when he was 18. So a lot of times, males in particular, they still, okay, a prime example. The football player, right, that hurt themselves out of high school, the college football player freshman year that hurt themselves out of high school, and they still talking about the glory days.
Yep.
And then they
we
still
call it the Ed Bundy.
exactly
Ed Bundy syndrome.
yes, and they still talking about the glory days.
Al Bundy. Sorry, Al Bundy.
Right, but then these the same ones that come up to their old high school all the time, talking to the what? The girls that are still in what? High school, when your ass is 20 years old. So it is a situation like that. So yes, Daryl, you are correct. I see that. I see it. But I'm not gonna stop him from being a pedophile though. Because honestly,
look, that is, you getting criminal now, and we're not trying to. I'm not.
I mean,
you're right.
that's what
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna
This
say
woman,
pedophile,
this
but
girl,
grooming her. Let's just say that.
but and let's not forget.
And you can be groomed at any age if it's a good age gap. I just want to make sure that's clear.
And this young lady also, it's not like, oh, they met and like you said, she was a foster kid or whatever, but her mother also reported her missing. So there is a gap in the timeline that's not adding up, where she like disappeared off the face of the earth for about 4 years, and then just so happened to pop back up when she was 18, 19. No, bruh, I don't know what games or who you're trying to fool, because this has been talked about for years low key, his inappropriate relationship with that young ass girl.
And he should have never did the interview.
He should have never just done the interview. They should have just
My
asked him
client
like 5 questions.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
Hey, how you doing? How's
they shouldn't have aired it, girl,
and left it.
They should have stopped the interview when he said he was one of the originators of the falsetto. Singing on songs in falsetto. Bitch.
Who was falsetto around immature though? Who was falsetto with immature? Not that not in general.
Was anybody else even singing in immature?
No, not at all.
And it was still. But I'm just saying, like,
I do want to address
it would still be kind of Usher. It would be Usher.
112.
Tevin Campbell. You had who else?
Tevin Campbell, 112. Who else was in that 90s?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Usher 112.
You
Tevin
hell,
Campbell.
JoJo, KC. No, wait. What's the chubbier brother? Which one was the
JoJo's chubby.
JoJo.
JoJo? Shit, JoJo was hitting them notes.
JoJo was hitting them notes.
We also had Drew Hill.
Cisco.
Who Cisco keep writing on this one reel that I tagged him in. Hi, friend. We friends now.
With Cisco?
Cisco.
You friends with Cisco?
Cisco.
Listen, I'm here for it.
I love you.
Hey, yo, look, low key.
So who else? Who else was with it? We got Tevin Campbell, 112, Usher. Who else we say?
But this is still the fact that you are not an originator of
that.
anything.
No, period.
And the only thing that you could be technically an originator of is not even your style, because that still mirrored that new Jack
Cross.
Yeah, well, they talk about that, how they were supposed to be like the R&B version of that. Like when they first got signed to they deal with Sony or whatever, they got dropped because they first single didn't do well, and then you know,
called like the Munchies or some shit. It was some dumb shit.
You know, you had the boys. Like it was so many people out around this time, but y'all got another opportunity. But it's not like what y'all did was anything that was like super original. Like y'all had a singer. Yeah, two singers.
The only thing is,
and a rapper.
Who made me feeling like that is like, even if you go back to that House Party soundtrack, he was singing in falsetto.
Who cares? But he's not an originator.
No, he's not an originator.
Okay, so
but if he wants to say his generation,
wasn't he 11 though? Wasn't he 11 in House Party?
Yeah.
So okay, so his voice ain't changed. So how else he gonna sing?
But that's what I'm saying. It's very technicality type of shit he's trying to do.
But he said it. He was saying it in the sense of when he did Naked, y'all. That Tank wrote.
Yeah.
That's when he was saying it. Sorry, I needed to clarify that.
He was saying like here. Oh, he's saying like for like the new generation. I'm assuming.
Like maybe, but by then
that's what I'm saying.
Let him have that credit. We already had. That's Usher.
That is Usher.
Usher had already done it. Naked came out. I was in college, and I know this because I bought that CD.
So yeah, that is Usher. So
no,
sometimes
I want to address some other things.
But I don't think he's delusional. I think he know what the shit he's saying. I think he just
he's relevant for a moment.
Just don't give a fuck. I'm being honest.
I mean, and now one of his other singers in his group put out a post and everything is capped.
Yeah, Romeo.
I would like to address that. How much money?
Yeah, I said now. Why Marques
How much money does he have? How much money?
One of the first people to tap into singing, recording, and falsetto. Just lying.
That's what I'm saying. I think that I don't know. I think he know this shit is bullshit. He just don't.
I just think.
Now, let me take off my lawyer hat. I do want to shit on him for a minute, real quick.
Because you know he bullshit.
I'll never forgive this motherfucker for messing up the House Party series. Never. With that House Party 4 bullshit. Never. And I heard your interview, Marques, on R&B Money podcast talking about it's a classic. I almost jumped into my phone.
It's the way that like
of the House Party.
Listen, he said that as a kid, like he was the only one in his household, like out of the siblings that had the confidence and things that he exuded. I'm gonna give him that because with confidence,
yeah, I agree with that.
Comes delusion, right?
I was just gonna say it comes delusion.
So
it does.
He also said that it was this whole tug of war where when it came to filming, you got served because like it was supposed to go to somebody else, or they wanted initially somebody else, and then they couldn't get it filmed. But then they go to
Genuine.
Oh, it was supposed to go to Genuine?
Yes, which is
Genuine was supposed to be his role.
Yeah, Genuine was supposed to be his role. Which let's be clear. Yes, Genuine was still genuine, but Genuine wasn't gonna be able to hit the moves like that. So it wouldn't.
No, he might have been able to hit it. It just wouldn't have made as much money because you needed younger people to make it like a bigger film. Like I was a grown ass man at the time. I wasn't going to see that movie.
I was not going. Nobody, because it wouldn't make sense. It didn't make sense, and it was kind of all over the place, right?
Genuine probably was 30 at that time.
He was 30?
Also,
Genuine had to be over 30 at that time.
Yeah. It was like, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, so when he was even saying that, I was like, this sounds crazy as hell. But how he was like, oh, when they started to do You Got Served, I had already booked this tour. I was supposed to do this tour. And then, I had the tour company for threatening to sue me. And then, but then I signed this contract. So it was just all, oh no, that was for Cuts, the TV show Cuts.
Uh-huh.
But he was just saying how he didn't want to do TV roles. He wanted to do more movies and focus on his music. So, but then they had convinced him to do it because Flex Alexander. I'm like, boy, you were acting like, you were fucking. Who was a hot actor?
Well, no, and he was capping on that because the original character was Omar Gooding, was his original brother, and Omar Gooding had to go do Baby Boy, and that's why that's how Marques Houston got cuts. That ain't because of all what he's talking about. Omar Gooding went to go do something.
He said, "Listen, I remember when they did the merge on 101."
Yeah. Remember Omar Gooding was the original.
You remember like when it was the crossover. So I remember that. So I'm like, bro, what? But then even how he talk about You Got Served, and this is coming from a kid that cried when B2K died, right? Cried. You're like, it's a cult classic now. It's like this classic film. What?
I don't think You Got Served is a cult classic.
About You Got Served, like, and again, I cried. I owned the DVD. Bought the soundtrack. It's a song on that soundtrack called "Sprung" that is fire, by the way.
By who?
But
who is it by? Who is it by?
It's B2K, but it's like it's just bomb. Like the bass that come in, it's just fire. It's fire anyway. But I'm like, when we talk about You Got Served, we're cracking jokes. It's not like it's fucking Clueless,
right?
Or something like that, or
Friday.
We're cracking jokes. We're talking shit on it.
Yeah.
So like I said, with ego comes delusion.
Damn, you're right. The delusion.
Yeah, I feel like he delusional, but I just do feel like he just don't give a fuck a lot.
He don't.
Well, the Chris Stokes part is very, very, very. We have not went into that lane or the highway.
And I think what's crazy is I remember when the whole thing happened with B2K. They did this interview with the three of them. They did an interview and you had to pay to watch the interview. It was like this 3-part interview.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was this 3-part interview, and they went in and kind of detailed how they got together, how they were not really, all really related. Marques Houston and J Boog, Jarrell Houston are related. They're first cousins. But like how they tried, but I mean, which we knew, because even when I was like, why are they trying to say that's Amarian? Like, yeah, like Amarian and Marques Houston could have had the same daddy. But I was like,
they were saying they were brothers, right?
Yeah,
they were saying that was his little brother.
They was like trying to play like they was brothers. But I was like, okay, well, I do remember Marques Houston mama dying, but I was like, maybe they had the same daddy. But I was like, I remember seeing a picture of his dad, and what I saw of Amarian's dad, I was like, that's not the same person. Right. So I was like, whatever. But they were talking about different things that happened. They definitely talked about grooming. I feel like them niggas was touched. They, without saying it, they said they got touched. Braz B would eventually go on to fully come out and say that Chris Stokes took advantage of him, and
also other people came out too at that time. People forget that.
Yep, Quindon,
yeah. Montico. Y'all remember Montico?
Was that the light skinned one? Was that Half Pint?
No. Half Pint is the Filipino brother.
Half Pint Oh.
He's Filipino from the original Immature.
Yeah, because originally it was 4 people in Immature.
No, it was 3.
No,
it was 4. It was 4.
He touches base on. It was 4. It was Half Pint, because Half Pint, I think
he was in House Party. It was only 3 of them in House Party.
Yeah, it was in House Party. By that time, the 4th one that he left.
Okay.
So then by the time they actually, dropped the album, that Half Pint was gone.
Right.
So wait a
After
minute,
House
I
Party
think
3.
the fourth one was on I Would Never Lie, like that first album.
No, that was LDB came in
That was
later on.
LDB. That
Oh,
was
okay.
Playtime Is Over. That's the first album,
Okay.
technically. And then I just so something happened because it's clear where that why would Raspy come out and say that? Like, I think people do lie about certain things, but
Mhm.
as a black man and knowing the jokes that are about to come with that and the bullshit and the not like he risked a lot even coming out saying that, and then they putting in this no Chris no Raspy looking boy like it's fucked up. So something happened. Even I saw something where like how he wasn't doing the shows. The reason why he even did the tour, he was like, Christos cannot be around. Like, I'm down to do this. And then he was saying, I don't feel safe. Like, I feel like this nigga is looming and lurking. Like, this nigga was terrified. Something happened. And Christos is his cousin. So that's what I mean when we go back to Marques Houston. All y'all was doing inappropriate ass shit with them niggas because all of them are a little off. Y'all might not, I'm not gonna say y'all might not have touched like Jay Boog or something, because I feel like his whole persona and mentality behind it and being petty was kind of weird, but also people react out of trauma and they project and do weird things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I believe Raspy. I believe Romeo when he said that's all cap, because y'all hear what I'm telling y'all, and I'm watching this shit. I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah. So all in all, because of what happened when he was a kid, he's fucking delusional and he's stuck at fucking 18 years old.
Yep. And again, like I said, your ass needs therapy and not a fucking wife, because you don't even know how to show up and really lead somebody in a relationship and be a parent because of the issues that you have.
But you know what though? Here's the thing. Here's the kicker. She's going to get older. And she's going to get different experiences. And what's going to happen 5 years from now when little baby turn what, 26?
26, because she's gonna be over the 25 threshold.
Whew. Marques Houston
wait
is in
till
first divorce.
her book come out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Marques Houston is in his first divorce. She took the kids and the money.
But knowing Marques Houston, especially her being young, she didn't sign some paperwork already, man.
That's what I was about to say. She might have signed some paperwork.
Yeah,
but this your soulmate though. This is who you God sent to you.
But he's manipulating the situation, like Dom said.
What'd you say?
I said no. He's manipulating the situation. He's gonna be like, well, this is just paperwork, just to make sure everybody's okay, and just in case I die, something you taking care of, and you signing some shit that's basically signing away all your rights.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I mean, at 18, you didn't know, like, for real. And if you say she's a runaway too, I don't. You mean how many of them know? Like, I need to go get a lawyer and look over this paper. You like, oh, this is like for you if you die. You know how many women got played like that by a dude? Like, this is paperwork for like if I die to make sure you taken care of.
Exactly. And she got a baby by him, so your mind is automatically thinking like, well, dang, I got to make sure my child is okay. So,
Mark, this naked ain't gonna keep riding out it forever. These songs, they ain't always gonna be there.
Right.
Man, I tried to defend you, Marques.
Like,
I tried to do the best I could.
Like, I encourage y'all to kind of watch it. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but even how he answers the question, there is a certain level of like, you full of shit,
but you gonna listen to it
like,
anyway.
But it's also like, is this nigga slow? Like,
he's one of the niggas. He think he gonna walk like you playing spades. Like, I'm gonna get this jack to walk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna walk. Like, it's gonna walk. I dare you to cut it.
I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna watch the whole interview. I'm gonna look into it.
I am now. It's on demand.
Yeah, so I am now. It's on. I seen snippets, but I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I just watched it real quick on YouTube, so I was just like, it's just like, there's something he can talk about, oh, our spirit, our soul, but I'm, as a huge energy person, I'm
Mhm.
like, nigga, I don't know if y'all ever encounter somebody who's like, oh, your soul is lost, like it feels empty. That's what I felt watching that interview. I don't
Just
know, man.
confused, just lost out there.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, I tried, Marcus. I tried, man. But you did House Party 4, and that really hurt my heart. I had to. I had to.
It's just not
House
okay,
Party.
And said it was the best one.
Yeah.
He did.
He was
He said it was the best one.
Yeah.
like the fact that the new one that I fell asleep on is better than House Party 4. Like, come on.
I haven't even seen that, and I know it's better. I haven't even seen it. I refuse to see this new House Party, but I know it's better than 4.
All I know
I
is that I
know.
fell asleep. So I can't really tell y'all what happened or how it
Mhm.
ended. I started the beginning. I kind of woke up in the middle
Mhm.
and I turned it off.
Could you piece some places, some plots together?
They need
Nah.
money for something. Somebody schooling. That's what I know. And then party happens at LeBron James's house.
And that's
And it's
about
a
it.
whole bunch of celebrities that pop in and out. That's all I got for you. I don't know if they ever get the money, if they get caught at his house.
Mhm.
Yeah, if somebody knows, let me know. But will I be going back to watch it? Probably not.
Put it in the
Yeah,
comments. Let us know what's the rest of the movie.
Yeah. What y'all thought?
I'm
Well,
not
Rhea,
watching.
thank you for
Like
coming
for real.
on. Rhea, thank you for coming on and kicking it with us
Oh,
once again.
no problem. I like
Yeah, I know.
Aquariuses. I like
Marcus
hanging
Houston
out.
was exhausting. I know. It's a whole.
And it's and it's so funny how the universe works. And the
Mhm.
universe gave him a daughter.
That part.
I see a
I
time gonna
couldn't
tell.
laugh.
This story is going to unfold. It really is.
Like, we will circle back on this in some years and see what the fuck happens.
Mm-hmm.
If
Maybe a
the
few
world has
months.
not burned, because they said by a certain year the world gonna be too hot. So
Trying to get on the spaceship now.
listen.
Right.
Well, Rhea, where can they hit you up at and everything? Check out the podcast. Check out what you got going on.
All right. So, hey, y'all. Hey, I am part of Womanology podcast. You can hit us at Womanology_podcast. That's our IG. I am Rhea_Dakota.ed.s. That's my IG. Just came to hang out with Everybody Loves Aquarius. Thank you for having me.
Don, where can they hit you up at and get these candles popping?
Yes, saint-angelus.com. Use the tab candles. And I know I've been talking about this for a while. I did finally do 2 blog posts yesterday. I'm gonna try to give y'all an update once a week, once or twice a week. And I'm trying to like reel things in where, like, on the main page, like, is more kind of lifestyle-y, and when I do reels or whatever, like, make it curated story time, which will
Mm-hmm.
lead you to the podcast. Certain other things will lead you, to the candles. So it's going to be a good time. I'm in, playing with ideas and thoughts or whatever. But yeah, like, I have a funny story that happened today at the laundromat. This is what I get for, and I got laundry on site. But I thought I washed all my clothes the other day and then realized I needed to wash my comforters and shit. And some weird shit happened at the laundromat. And I was just like, this is what the fuck I get. This is what I get. So, just storytelling in a different ways that would just lead people here and to Whiskey Sour for great talks and conversations and storytelling, our Aquarius perspective on life. That's all I got.
Well, man, we'll be back soon. Hopefully, Jonathan Majors gets out of his jam up, but I'd be surprised if he didn't. Also, I think Damson Idris could take his place. This is what I think. It's Kane.
Damson Idris can take his place. Definitely.
Or John Boyega.
That's who they really should give.
I love John Boyega.
What they really gonna know? They not gonna realize the switch. Now the Negroes will, but they look close enough. But John Boyega, I think, is more attractive.
That's why I said I love John Boyega.
And we love a guy that stands black women. So come on over, John Boyega.
He's already worked with Disney already, so his checks he ain't got to go through HR. He just can go just read.
Oh, y'all don't know what happened with Star Wars? He walked out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you just have to go back. You ain't got to go through HR. Just be like, hey, let me just get that insurance popping back.
Yeah, he just would have to do rehire. But what happened?
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of drama on the set of everything because he ain't like the way that some people were being treated by the director and everything by J.J. Abrams. I think,
well, good. See, look at black people advocating for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, they had to pay him out the rest of his contract, and he didn't have to act no more.
Yep.
So he must know something.
Bring him back. Yep. All right, y'all. We will see y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.